I end each one of my podcasts by asking my guests, what do you think we could have done differently or better? And a lot of the times they just self-reflect and say, oh, well, I could have done this or I could have done that. I was like, oh, what could I do better?
Right,
I want this to be a great experience. But just like this is live, this is authentic, and people want authenticity. They want from the heart. They want to be inspired by stories and things that are real, not things that have been constructed and carefully crafted and manipulated afterwards. And so you have to put it out there, and you can't be afraid of how people are going to be perceiving you. You just have to put valuable content out there that you feel like is serving people, and then evaluate as you go.
Yeah.
You know what? And if it never goes anywhere, you can always scrap it. But
absolutely.
But hey, I think it takes a little bit of faithfulness over time to see that grow and the momentum building. And I'm seeing that. It's not an overnight sensation. You don't need
There's
to be.
There's no such thing.
You don't need to go viral.
Right.
Just do something because
in
it's
fact,
on your
heart. If you do, it's probably for a bad reason.
That's right. That's right.
So, yeah.
Because you're serving yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I've always felt like life has a lot more meaning when you're not the most important person in it.
Yeah.
And this is a show about our guests.
Right.
We're giving them a platform to share the inspiring things they're doing to serve themselves, their teams, and their communities wisely. But it's inspiring other people to do the same. And I think that as we come out of this pandemic of 2020 and this crisis that we're in, it's going to take people banding together, inspiring one another, working together, and aligning on humanity and compassion and empathy and vulnerability and all the things that it takes to be a good leader to move forward.
Yeah. Well, and so my feedback, right, I like the idea that you're doing it. What's interesting, because I've taken businesses through 97, 2001, and 2008.
Yeah.
So I've been through all three of those, right? And what's void right now is leadership.
Right.
And the business owners that I've talked with are filling that void. So
Right.
if we're not getting it out of the churches, out of the politicians,
Yeah.
out of any other, even out of like the home, right?
Right.
Like there's so many people who are not.
It's a lack of accountability.
Yeah. And so business owners, almost to much of a degree, have had to fill that role. Like
That's
they
right.
have become the person that everyone's looking to. And honestly, when this was first going on, none of us knew what was happening, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, there's no sign. I can't tell anything. I said, until there's better news,
Right.
that's all we know, right? So it's a good time to have those conversations, because this group of people who are the business leaders who are kind of surviving these businesses through,
Right.
are taking on an interesting and unexpected burden, right? It's like not necessarily what they signed up for, right?
Right. Exactly.
I was going to start a business so people could make money. Right now, there's a lot of other things that they're kind of being looked to and responsible for, which is not necessarily how or why they would have signed up.
Yeah. And it's a good challenge, I think. Leadership is a responsibility, and whether you like it or not, if you're identified as a leader, and look, we all have it in us to be leaders. I think you make such a great point that maybe we're void of, leadership that you would traditionally look to on a national scale or political scale or, religious organizations. I think at the end of the day, you look at everybody's opportunity to lead, and they might be considered ordinary leaders in the grand scheme of things, but they can do extraordinary things by influencing even just one person within their organization, or leading their family well. That's one of the most unique leadership roles that we have. In fact, the only unique role, because anyone can lead an organization just as well, if not better, than any of us do. And it's only a temporary seat anyways. We're keeping it warm for the next person.